Hello everyone, my name is Brian Chung, and today I will be teaching you a grade 12 advanced function unit called the polynomial function. Let's go straight into the Nelson grade 12 advanced function textbook, question 13 on page 138. The question asks, the mining town of Brighton was founded in 1900. Its population y in hundreds is modeled by the equation y equals to negative 0.1x to the power of 4 plus 0.5x to the power of 3 plus 0.4x squared plus 10x plus 7, where x is the number of years since 1900. So what is a polynomial function? A polynomial function is a function in the form of f of x equals to ax to the power of n plus b to the x to the power of n minus 1 plus c times x and minus 2, and so on, where a, b, and c are real numbers and n is a whole number. Okay? So let's look at our equation right now. This is a fourth degree function. How do we know? So what is a polynomial function? A polynomial function is a function in the form of a times x to the power of n plus b times x to the power of n minus 1 plus c times x to the power of n minus 2, and so on, where a are real numbers and n are whole numbers. So right now the question asks, what was the population of the town in 1900s? Let's look at this equation right here. This is a fourth degree functions. How do we know that? The degree of the function is the same as the highest exponent of the function, which is 4 in this case. And this is also known as a quartic function. So in order for us to solve this question right now, we have to look at 1900s. This is telling us the x. And we know that the x starts at 1900s. So if we want to find the population at 1900s, we simply need to sub in 0 into x. We need to identify the variables that we're solving right here, which is the y. So after we sub 0 into the equation, we get the answer of 7. But remember, the question says y is in hundreds. So therefore, we can conclude that the population of the town Brighton was 700 people in 1900. Okay, so let's move on to the second question. And the question asks, based on the equation, describe what happened to the population of Brighton over time. Well, using the equation, we can find the properties of this polynomial function, which can give us a better picture of what's going on with the population over a period of time. Let's first discuss the number of possible turning points and zeros. The possible number of turning points of a quartic function can be 1 or 3 turning points, and it can have 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 zeros. Okay, and let's compare it with the graph on Desmos, and it has 1 turning point and 2 zeros. The reason that an even function has an odd number of turning points is because of its end behavior. The end behavior of a negative even function is x approaches negative infinity and y will also approaches negative infinity. And when x approaches positive infinity, y will also approaches negative infinity. In order for this property to work out, you must need an odd number of turning points. Because if you don't have an odd number of turning points, you cannot start from negative infinity and end at negative infinity. The maximum value is the point that the population neither increases or decreases. And from Desmos, we know the turning point is at 5.102. So we know that from negative infinity to 5.102, the population will be increasing. And from 5.102 to positive infinity, the population will be decreasing.
In this particular case, we're only concerned about the interval between 0 and 7.486. This is the interval between when the town was founded in 1900 and when the town loses all of its population. We can never have a negative value of time and population because it doesn't make sense.
Based on the properties that we talked about, and now we can conclude what happened to the population of the town Brighton over time. In 1900s, the population of Brighton was 700 people. This is when it's first founded. And the population increases for 5.102 years, and then the population stops increasing because at 5.102 years after 1900s, this is the maximum point where the population reaches its limit and begins to decline and reaches the population of 0 after 7.48 years after the town was founded in 1900s. And the population will never increase again.
A real estate agent is a career where this type of problem will be solved. A real estate agent rent, buy, or sell property for clients. Population is a key factor that contributes to the price of a house, demand and supplies of a house. A real estate agent will need to know the changes in population over years in order to advise their clients to purchase a property with a reasonable price.